Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be letting you know the best build in Cyberpunk 2077. Let's get right into it. Now, if you want to have the best abilities in this game, the life path you really want to go with is Corpo. Corpo has saved my butt so many times with what I've been able to say, and I've just been able to know what the Corpos have been thinking, whether you're being lied to, and it completely changes what happens in my scenarios. Now, for attributes and this Terminator build, there's a few things you definitely want to make sure that you put emphasis on, and the first one is body, because when you have max body, everybody is afraid of you. There's been so many different times where I was literally just able to interrogate someone by punching them or telling them to move out the way, only because my body was at a certain level. Throughout the game, you're given the ability to see what would happen if you had certain levels of these, and by far the ones that show up the most is cool and body. However, body is actually really useful. However, cool, whenever that pops up, it's usually just for something funny and it doesn't really make a difference in the game. Now, after you have body maxed out, go ahead and go to reflexes, because this is going to help you with your guns and your aim down sights. And this is really the second thing that you want to make sure you have maxed. Body and reflexes go hand in hand together when you're trying to be a Terminator and you're trying to eliminate everyone. Now, the next two things that I really feel like are kind of tied in how important they are is technical ability and cool. Now, technical ability does give you some extra armor. However, there are a lot of times where technical ability comes up and you're given the option to do something with this technical ability. And being able to turn off a camera so you can keep your stealth is really important. So cool and technical ability also go hand in hand, because you can be as stealthy as you want, but if you don't have the technical ability to turn off a camera, then that stealth literally means nothing. So just to clarify, body and reflexes should be your number 1 and number 2 priorities, and then after that, go ahead and put an even amount in cool and technical ability. Now, cool is good for stealth, but I would say technical ability is definitely the most useful. So I would do body, reflexes, technical ability, cool, and then intelligence hasn't done much. And now it's time for the perks. So I want to say I've played this game for about 20 hours, and these are the levels I've gotten to right now. I've really been exploring Night City, so I'm not as deep into the main story as I'd want to be, but I feel like after 20 hours or so of playing, I've got a pretty good idea on what needs to be focused on the most when you're trying to create the best build possible. Now, for athletics, there's two that you really want to look out for, and that's regeneration, which lets you slowly regenerate during combat, which is very important, and passive, which increases your max health by 30. This by far is the most important one, so try to max this out as soon as you can and then go for this one. I went ahead and I reduced the recoil of shotguns and light machine guns by 20%. I reduced reload time of shotguns and light machine guns by 40%, and I increased evasion by 25% while loading, because with shotguns you do need to make sure that you know how to handle yourself when your gun is loading. And then I also used the point in dead center just in case I can't get headshots. Damage to torsos also do a decent amount, and I'll be using a perk upgrade to make sure I max this out. Now, with reflexes, this is important because this is where your guns start to get serious. What I've done, I haven't maxed out anything yet, but everything that you see in blue is things that I will eventually max out. So for your assault guns, you want to make sure that you have covering kill shot on, and that you want to try to max that out within your first 20 levels. It increases the critical chance with rifles and submachine guns by 10% when firing from behind a cover, and for the most part you are going to be shooting when you are behind a cover, so go ahead and get this. And in addition to that, go to handguns, and you're going to want to get gunslinger, which reduces the reload time for pistols and revolvers by 10%, and by golly, this is a very important one. I don't know why I haven't maxed this out yet, but reload times in this game are very important, so make sure if you see a perk like that for a gun that you might use, go ahead and get that maxed. And for my final one in reflexes, I went with Rio Bravo. It increases the headshot damage multiplier with pistols and revolvers by 10%. Headshots are key in this game. If you can get headshots, you will eliminate your opponent 3 to 5 times faster every single time. And then in cool, what I've done and I've maxed out is Dagger Dealer, which I'm going to go ahead and say this was not a good move on my part, because using throwing knives in this game really isn't too smart. So I don't recommend maxing this out. This was something that I wanted to try and see if it was worth it, and it definitely isn't. But one thing you do want to make sure that you max out when you are in cool is Assassin. This deals 15% more damage to human enemies. 15% is a huge amount, so go ahead and max out Assassin. And then last but not least, I haven't touched any attribute points on intelligence, but go ahead and use a perk on Big Sleep, which kind of disables the cameras and does come helpful sometimes. So go ahead and use one perk for that, but I really wouldn't spend too much time on intelligence. And next, I'm gonna let you know the weapons that you should have. So there's 3 kinds of weapons that you need to have, and the first one is a handgun. Make sure you have a handy dandy handgun, because this is gonna be like your go-to for most things, and handguns in this game are actually really nice. So I would really recommend doing this. Put on an attachment, a scope that you like, and then if you want, you could also put a suppressor on this if you need a suppressed weapon, if you're going for a sneaky style kind of play. I don't really care too much about being sneaky, so I don't, but if I was, definitely find yourself a suppressor. And for the second weapon is going to be my power hitting weapon when I'm up close, and it's going to be a shotgun. Right now I have this power shotgun. I used to run another one that was kind of like a tac shotgun, but I go ahead and I run this when I'm up close and I need some power. And as my main gun, what I usually run is a sniper. Now I used to run this sniper rifle. Now I run this precision sniper rifle that I got from doing a mission that I ended up finding, because you can literally use any gun that you find from anybody that you kill in this game. And sniper rifles are really good in this game, because you get a lot of damage, especially if you headshot. Regardless of how much health my opponent has, I can get a 1000 HP to 2000 HP headshot if I aim it right on my enemies, and that's a one shot every time. So there's times where I'm in a mission and I'll literally one shot 10 enemies that are supposed to take you like 5 minutes to kill. I'll kill them in like 1 minute, because the snipers are really crazy in this game. Now the next thing I'm gonna go over is the clothing. Now this is really just your style. What I do, and I'm gonna skip to it, I go ahead and I just put whatever has the most armor, and also whatever I feel like looks the best. So I'll skip to that right now. I have armor, and there you go. I know the fit is a little sketch, but my armor did go up 132 points by just putting on some clothes, and this does help when you are in fight. So I really recommend looting your enemies when you kill them, because all of the clothes that I have on right now are from enemies that I've looted once I killed. I have not bought a single piece of clothing or a single weapon in this game. Everything that I have has been from an enemy that I've killed. You want to go ahead and save up your money for more powerful things like your cyberware and any missions you might need money for. Now next, what I'm going to show you is the cyberware. Now as you can see, I'm a little broke boy, so I don't have the best cyberware. However, now this is probably the easiest part of the game, because cyberware really unlocks with street cred and attributes, and it may look super confusing at first, but I promise you it's not that confusing, because you really just get to customize what you want to do. When it comes to this, have some type of synaptic accelerator. I'm telling you, this thing is probably the best thing in the game. When an enemy recognizes you, time slows down like crazy. Right now it's only 30% for me, because I haven't been too worried about it, but even this 30%, this uncommon, does a lot. And this is by far what I would say is the best mod you could get for the nervous system, and especially if you have it on rare or even a higher level. Now today I am going over the Terminator build, so I don't really use mods like blades and things like that, because I really feel like once you get too close to the enemy, when you are fighting those harder opponents, it's not too smart to get too close, because it's super easy to get killed when you're fighting those tougher opponents. So unless you're playing on an easy level, I do not recommend using mantis blades, even though they look really cool. Now that's gonna be it for me, guys. Go ahead and get this Terminator build and get those missions done. I went ahead and I went over the life path, the attributes, the perks, the cyberware, the weapons, the crafting, the outfits, and the armor. But if you guys have any questions after that, go ahead and drop them down below. I'll make sure to answer all of my questions, and I'll do my best to make sure I can answer it right and I can give you the most help possible. But that's gonna be it for me. I really hope you enjoyed this video and that you can go out and you can demolish Cyberpunk with this Terminator build. I hope you guys have a great day, and until next time, I'll see you later.